to go on to music and podcasts. And I am proud to have the following people here with me. I am proud to have Yudis Garcia. He was part of...
We're using government names, all right.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Shocking me got warrants.
AKA Kryptic Conga, just in case. That's his Instagram handle. He was my season 1, episode 12. He talked about the Gender Blender podcast. And the second person next to him is Manny Sosa, and he is also part of the Gender Blender podcast, and he sings beautifully.
Why, thank you very much.
Yes, he does. And of course, we have from 2 great podcasts. So she was part of my season 2, episode 5. We talked about pride and mental health, Ms. Marcy. From the Comadrendo podcast, give it up. And of course, from the Men on podcast, Men on Pause.
Love that name.
I love that name.
Really.
Thank you.
Very catchy.
Let's see. He's done acting, he's done skit work, and he's even a concierge too, but we're not going to talk about that. Hey, I'm a security guard.
You won't give him my social security too? What the hell? ¿Qué pasó? She's like, is your abuela name?
Y esa falta de respeto.
I'm like, yo, what? No, okay.
Y esa falta de respeto. ¿Y qué yo te hice? ¿Qué te debo?
Yeah.
So, Mr. Jerry Diaz.
Thank you.
And also, he was the lead in my short film called Graduation Day.
Yes.
Yes. He did a great job. There were times, it was a hot day, and I'm telling you, Jerry was the biggest trooper ever. Because at one point, he was dressed in gray, and he's like, yeah, how many takes are we doing right now?
She had me in a 3-piece suit, black suit, hottest day, picks the block with no shade. I got you. Is there water? She's like, no. She wanted like the drama from me, you know. I was suffering. She got it.
Hey, we were by Marcy's school, so then you're the one that recommended, hey, go to this school right here. I'm like, the front or the back. And once we saw the janitor looking at us like,
¿Qué es lo que está pasando?
¿Qué están haciendo? We're recording a movie, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Please don't call nobody. It's handheld, I promise. All right, so a big round of applause for my panel here right now. Thank you so much. All right, so we're going to start con lo sencillo. What part of DR is you or your family from? Anybody?
Santiago.
Woo!
Santiago
City.
My father is from a campo called Laguna Prieta.
No, mentira.
And my mother is from Licea en Medio. Yeah.
All right.
Himariba La Vega. I was born there. It's a very small campo between Cotuí and the city of La Vega.
Wow.
Did you sneeze? Bless you.
No.
Oh, you said Cotuí. Oh, sorry.
My family, my mother is from the capital, from a street called La Luisa de Castillo.
Ay, tú.
Sounds fancy.
Yeah, it wasn't. I was from what I hear, it's like Compton.
Oh.
So
There
was nothing fancy about that place. But en los tiempos de Trujillo, tú me entiendes, estaba limpiecito.
Okay.
We're not trying to give nobody flashbacks, just in case.
No,
Please.
estaba tranquilito. And then my father was from Los Minas.
Los Minas.
So we liceístas, so.
My family is from San Francisco Macorís. I came here when I was 2 months old because my father wanted me to be born in DR, right? My mother was pregnant with me here, went to DR, so one day I could become president of the Dominican Republic. That turned out, my dad really thought that out really well. It turned out really well for him, but yeah. You could drop me in front of my house in DR and I'll get lost. I don't know anything.
Listen, if it didn't work for Amalfi Trujillo, I don't think it's going to work for everybody else. I'm sorry, it's not. I wish it would, but it won't. All right, so I talked a little bit about what the panel does. Now I'm going to let you guys explain for yourselves. So what do you do in the community? Or like, what do you contribute to the community?
I'll start. So basically, I've been doing entertainment music, for over 25 years. I've been in bands, this, that, and the other. My main contribution for my podcast, which is called the Gender Blender Podcast, is I'm the father of a proud 16-year-old girl, and she's always felt like she was like a tomboyish, like very, doesn't like the girly things, the dolls or anything like that. And I was like, damn, there's really no podcast out there that really represent that women could do anything just as good or even better than men sometimes, So my podcast is originally started as two men and two women just sharing their thoughts on everything, whether it's relationships, sports, dating, you name it.
Manny's mad.
And Manny's mad. That's another segment. Yeah, it's pretty.
I got left out. I'm sorry.
So, but it's really centered. It's really centered on women doing everything that a man can do. For example, one of our highest rated episode was a female firefighter. Shout out to Jen. Not only is she one of like 53 female firefighters in the city, she's the only female fire marshal. Mind you, the only female fire marshal in the entire New York City. So that's a big feat if you really think about it. Pretty much a fire marshal is like what a detective would be for the NYPD. They'll figure out how the fire started, who started this, that, and the other. Yeah. We've had male nurses. We've had transgender women on the show, to bring awareness. We've had female wrestlers, female police, anything that you would think it's a gender role. Like you wouldn't think of a nurse. When I say nurse, what do you think? Oh, a woman, right? No, believe it or not, there's just as many male nurses out there. So that's basically what we try to bring awareness.
I work with Filipinos. I know there's Filipino male nurses, sadly, sorry.
But yeah, that's what I like to bring on my podcast. And again, men and women talking about something and having different ideas about what you're seeing. If we talk about baseball, the men will talk about stats.
Más de lo que yo he dicho.
No. He did his intro.
No. I got you. Okay. Well, like what to piggyback what he was saying, I'm a part of the Gender Blender podcast as well, and not only that, but I do music. I have a band. Well, we have a band called Sosa and Bachata Flow, which is pretty much like a dream come true. We started 2019. As a joke. This was a joke. This was something that came up randomly on the show. Because they knew before that I have 15 years that I haven't touched the stage. I've traveled to countries, Boys to Men. I've done things with them and stuff, but I basically went to the side and I just let it go. And it was 15 years. And he was on the podcast. He was like, you should.
The world, it was 2020. We're like, the world's opening up. Like, the idea was in 20. The idea was in 2019. We actually focused in 2020. The pandemic hit. Mm-hmm. Then everything started opening up. That's when we started getting serious about it.
Yeah, he was like, I want to get you back into the music game. I was like, oh, okay, try.
It's like, thank you.
Hey, listen. The thing is about me, I have to see it to believe it. When you're a musician and when you're a podcast, a bunch of people come up to you, hey, I'm gonna offer you this. And you're already thinking, okay, I'm excited, but it never happens.
Exactly.
So I just took it as a joke. 2 weeks later, I see my name in a chat. I was like, who is this and why are you putting me into this chat? Oh no, these are your musicians. We have rehearsal in 2 weeks. Uh-oh. I was like, have you lost your ever-loving mind? What are you talking about? And sure enough, as time went on, we evolved. A lot of people have come and gone, and the crew that we have, which, by the way, we have one of our members here in the back, which is our music leader, Rene. Our bass player. Give him a round of applause. I call him Mr. Papi Champu. Yeah.
Well, somebody's got to be it. I don't know.
Exactly.
Sorry, Rene.
So we've been doing music all this time. We've participated in a lot of events, and we've tend to try to innovate, try to keep ourselves fresh with music that people want to hear. We even took it back to when Nereida was popping and nobody knew who the hell Nereida was.
Oh my goodness.
So, back in those times, so that's what we're trying to do as far as musically.
Shameless plug. Look them up on YouTube, all the social media channels.
Yes, absolutely.
They're there. You in for some good music.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, Marcy.
And my show is Comadrendo Podcast.
Yes.
The purpose of the show is to create community and provide resources to parents of children with special needs. I'm a So I'm a 9-year special education teacher and also a mom to an autistic boy that's 14 years old. So basically, my purpose is to create community and help other parents, because once you get a diagnosis for your child, it is a very isolating incident. Yes. So what I want to do is create that community that I wish I had when I had my son diagnosed, because a lot of the time, you get a diagnosis, but your family, you don't really have anybody in your family that can relate or help you or understand where you're coming from. So it's basically it's like Comadrendo, spending time with your homegirls or homeboys and having discussions and talking about topics that you don't really feel comfortable talking about with your family members that don't have a child with special needs.
Es verdad. Go ahead, Jerry.
Damn, what an intro.
Take it away.
Just talk, bro.
Yeah, no, my podcast is the Menopause podcast. Of course, is the play on the word menopause, but it's really, on the surface, it's two old guys stuck in the 90s trying to make sense. Like you heard the prior panel, how they were talking about the younger generation and just, it's us trying to make sense of it and trying to bring that connection. But also below the surface is also, guys are, the past few years, men in general, were not looked at in a positive light, and there's a lot of restructuring and a lot of regrowth, and on the underlying surface, it's us breaking a lot of the old traditions and a lot of the old things that men of our age or generations before were taught. So it's breaking those traditions, like what it means to raise kids now, what it means to be a single dad, what it means to, and it's not, and I'm not just trying to make it a guy thing, because it's stuff that we try to make it general for everybody. But we can only speak from our perspective. But really, car ride, train ride home, it's a half-hour show. We talk about movies, we talk about everything. We just make fun of life, because I feel like there's enough content out there to scare you and tell you how bad things are and all that other stuff. Yeah. I rather, that's part of what I bring to the community. I bring laughter, I bring joy. I've been doing comedy for, 20-something years now. Been part of, comedy troupes that I've been pushing the Dominican community, putting us in places that we don't belong. I've been in LA, I've been in the NBC buildings, I've been in all those places, talking, representing us when they didn't even, when I got to LA, I go up to a group of Mexican people, and I started like the arts and the craft people in the studios, and I'm like, oh, ¿cómo están? He's like, El Moreno habla español. Like they didn't know, like they don't know Dominicans over there. Like we had a reunion of like Sasha Mercy, all these people that were out there. We had a reunion because there's only 5 of us, out there doing anything. And when you see that, it's like, all right. For me, it's not about I'm not going around scolding people. I'm not going around telling people. I'm about action. So I'm gonna just do, and hopefully I'm gonna leave that door open. Anybody that needs my help, I'm gonna be there for them. I'll make myself completely available, and nothing's ever too big and nothing's ever too small. And if I feel like it contributes to the advancement of our community, that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, that's it.
Yay, Jerry.
All right. Okay, like I did to the previous panel, we're gonna have a little trivia. Like I did to the last question. Okay, this is a good one. This is a very common one.
That's a good guess.
Okay. Wait. Here we go. Even worse.
David Papi Ortiz.
No.
Oh.
Chimichurri.
No. Who was the first Dominican musician?
Fefita.
That's the answer.
Fefita.
I don't care what your answer is. That's the right answer.
Fefita,
That's the right answer. That's the right answer.
Whatever answer you have,
It's
cross
wrong.
that out and put Fefita.
It's Fefita. That's it.
Okay.
What's your fake answer?
Okay, the fake answer is, according to Google. Yes, I did Google trivia. Gabriel de Olve. He was a violinist in 1907.
See, Fefita was 1507, so
She was 16.
we good.
Fefita good. Fefita was a teenager.
Yeah.
She was,
She taught him how to play. What you talking
She had
about?
like 15 years in the game
Are
already.
you serious, bro?
Cuando Colón llegó, ya Fefita
Yeah,
estaba
Fefita.
allá.
Yeah, imagínate.
Yeah.
Ay, Dios mío, la pobre Fefa.
They were like, Fefita, get out the way.
Ay,
That's the end of the
ay, la
negotiation.
jefa Fefa, pobre. La pobrecita.
Fefita played at Jesus Communion. I heard.
Diantre. Dije, ella era María Magdalena en la producción de la iglesia. No le tire piedra ni media.
It's all love, though.
Okay. All right. Question number 2. And this is for a t-shirt. Here we go. Who was the first Dominican singer/vocalist?
Fefita.
Coño, la Fefa me va a buscar a mí. ¿Usted quiere que Fefa me picoteen a mí?
Solamente con esa respuesta, dale la camisa.
Ya, que está frío afuera, dale la camisa.
Oye, está ártico allá afuera, dásela.
La respuesta es Antonio Mesa. En el 1915. ¿Es el esposo de Fefita? No.
Novio eran, novio.
Ya, he would have been dead by 2015, though. He would have been 100. Ya estuviera muerto en 2015. Okay, of course. El más sencillo. Who is the current #1 Dominican artist?
Romeo Santo.
No.
Takesha.
No.
Yo, it's sad too. It's probably what?
No?
Dominican?
Yes.
Juan
Who
Liguera.
is the current #1 Dominican artist?
Fernando Villalona.
He has won Juan Luis Guerra's
Oh,
yes.
I just said that.
Oh, who said it?
I just said that.
Okay,
You can play it
both
on the
get a
tape. I said
t-shirt.
it first.
Oh, man. Oh, this is a good one. Okay, a lot of people think that New York State is the highest state with the percentage, and the Dominican are the largest Latino group. Guess what state is the
Pennsylvania.
Well. Massachusetts.
No, mentira. Is it Rhode Island?
Rhode Island, #1,
Rhode Island.
and then Eastern Massachusetts.
Ojalá, mi tío se
Providencia,
Rhode Island.
En Machachuche.
El tío me dice que es Rhode Island.
Rhode Island. Okay, so New York State has 47% that live in New York State are Dominican, and 41% of those live in New York City.
Right. But to be fair, Rhode Island is like 5 people. So so if you got 3 out of 5, that's 60%. I'm just saying. Just say.
It's just those 3 houses in
Right.
and they're in a cul-de-sac. So
There's
go-
10 houses here. 3 are Dominican. Oh, 30%.
There you go.
Wow.
I have family in Rhode
All
Island.
right. Last question of the panel. So before we end tonight, I'd like to thank everybody. Gracias a todo el mundo por venir para acá. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart.
Yes.
I hope to do more shows, and we want to grow this crowd. And shameless plug to everybody here. We have cakes and cupcakes by Buttercup Bake Shop. We have drinks and spirits by Columbia Wine.
Wepa.
That's right.
I'm about to Colombia today.
They're past the McDonald's, okay, just in case. They're right there in the corner.
Nice.
So we're going to have some good spirits if anybody is interested. And of course, thank you to Empanadas RD for keeping Luna de Yuca and empanadas. Thank you so much for that.
That stuff is here. I'm hungry. Yo tengo hambre. The photo booth.
Oh, and of course, how silly of me to forget. Shout out to RD Photo Booth.
Rudy!
They'll be taking the great pictures.
Rudy!
Take your pictures before you leave tonight.
Rudy!
I'm sure Eminem and Bronx will be like, what are you talking about? I said, don't worry, you had to be there. Te lo perdiste. All right, last question. What do you hope your legacy will be with your contribution?
Well, I'm going to speak in general, band-wise, because, we haven't touched much on the band-wise. Basically, music nowadays, you guys know what it already is. We're doing, that shit, whatever's going on. On YouTube, I see
What
that
was
shit,
that?
and I get a seizure. Just that. Exactly. What is that? That's the perfect question for what I just did. What is that? Yeah, it's... Anyway.
We don't
So-
have a defibrillator on site, just in case. I think I remember CPR. Please don't do that.
So, obviously, we have the major bachata artists. We have, Prince Royce, Romeo Santos, Anthony Santos, El Majimbe at the top, right? Yeah. But what we want to do is bring live music to the community, because that's how the idea came. Like we said, it started as a joke in 2019. Mm-hmm. We never spoke about it. 2020 hit. Everything shut down, the podcast and everything. We came back to the podcast, and then things started opening up. And then that's when I remember the idea, and I revisited it, and I was like, Manny, we should actually do the band. We did it. I'll try to keep this in under 3 minutes. It's such a short amount of time. We've done so much. Yes.
He's excited to be here. He likes to talk.
Yeah, we've even opened up for Los Hermanos Rosario, which was a big thing for our band. We got called to open up for them. Yes, we've been great. We've been blessed with a great team. Like we said, your sound guy back here, Rene, he's an amazing guy. But to finish off, our legacy basically is, yes, we would love to make it, like to win Grammys at the end of the day. But if you could just come to one of our parties and have a good time and listen to really good music, whether it's our originals or a cover, because we do amazing covers. We've done covers of Eli Martinez, Raulín. We've been reposted by these artists. And Joe Veras, and these people are very meticulous about who sings their songs. Yeah. So for us to get reposted by them speak volumes, because that's another thing. We need to support each other. It's not a competition.
Yep.
A lot of bands don't like to support each other. Like, my favorite band is not my band. I'll tell you that. It's not Sosa Bachata. I love my band. But my favorite band in the Latino community is Afro Dominicano.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Shout out to Afro Dominicano.
Give them a shout out, because you know what they're doing? They're bringing our typical music to a different level. And then you have the typical purists who's like, get también, excuse the language. What is this? Like, what is this? It's music. They're bringing our culture up there. Instead of doing this, they're doing real music out there. And that's what we want to do for our community. Have people reminisce que si Manny está cantando Medicina de Amor, to bring you to that time. Like, I remember when my mom was cleaning the salad for that. And that's what we want to bring to our community. It doesn't have to be Prince Royce. It doesn't have to be a $500 concert. We have a free concert, shameless plug.
Shameless plug, go ahead.
March
I'm
31st,
here
if
for
you
it.
live in Queens, Guantanamera, Queens, we have a free concert for everybody that myself and my girlfriend, shout out to my girlfriend and another investor in the band, we are making this a free show for everybody to come out. She's very shy. To come out and enjoy music. So that's what we want to live. We want to leave behind good music.
Woo!
Yeah.
I mean, he said it all. He said it all. I just want to piggyback on what he said. There's something that he said that really touched me. It's the fact that we just want people to have a good time. We're living in very tough and hectic times ever since the pandemic. Everybody's wound up. Everybody's feeling a certain kind of way. And if you could just go to a place and you could just listen to music tranquilamente, without any stress, and just have a good time. And hear songs that, like he said, takes you back to when your mom used to clean on Saturdays and stuff.
Okay, do you guys want to hear a little bit of Elvis Martinez?
I love how he just puts me on the spot like that. Anda, explícale a tus padres para que el noviazgo tenga solución. Dile que mi jean gastado y mi par de aretes son cosas de hoy. Dile que te amo como nadie te ama.
If I had panties, I'd fling them right now. If I had panties, I'd fling them. I would fling them.
Yeah,
Lady, put your panties away.
that actually might work. You never know. But that's what we want to leave. We want to leave that legacy that you can come just to have fun. Just to unwind and just have a good
Because
time.
life is too short. You never know.
Like for real.
Marcy.
And the legacy I want to leave is that I want to continue to represent our culture in the schools. I feel like a lot of the time when I was growing up, there wasn't not enough teachers that looked like me. Actually, there were no teachers that looked like me.
This is true.
So I want to continue to break that image and show our kids that you don't have to be in the street. You don't have to be gangbanging. You can be an educated person, still rock your kicks, right? And represent your community in a positive light. And then as far as the podcast, what I want to leave behind is that I want to continue to break the stigma regarding special education in Black and brown communities. We grew up in an era, especially our generation, where special education wasn't really spoken about, and also we were hiding our special needs kids. Right. So I want to be able to give our kids permission to take up space and to be themselves, and for our community to accept them the way that they are. They don't need to change. We need to change the way that we are and how we treat our children with special needs and adults with special needs as well.
And the closer, Jerry Diaz.
Pressure. No, I obviously, you look me up, Edmo Di Foca. That's my comedy stage name. I've been putting myself and representing for us in all, like I've done parody music, I've done acting, I've done stand-up, I've done sketches. Like the latest thing that I'm doing now, which I just did a show in October, is I'm bringing comedy uptown to the Heights. So, and funny you say that because I did the show alongside Afloat Dominicano. Saint Sunday Show. Thank you. I almost forgot the name of my show. Saint Sunday Show, which look up. We're doing something in the spring. I don't have a date yet right now, but it's about bringing, instead of us having to go downtown and enjoying quality entertainment, I'm bringing the quality entertainment uptown, and not only that, smart stuff. It doesn't have to be about the chancletas and the goofy shit and the grandmothers. We could do smart stuff. It doesn't have to be labeled Dominican to be a Dominican thing. Just be what you are. And I think that's the problem in the business, like when you get into the business of entertainment. You want to do it catering to an audience because, the Latino audience, forget about making it for the Latino, make it good.
That's right.
And everybody's going to watch it. They don't care who's going to be on it. And, and for me, it's about letting kids that look like me know that they could do it on their own. Right? Because even in Spanish television, there's not people that look like me on TV. Right? And now we don't need to be held at gunpoint by networks and all that stuff. You could film with your phone now. And the audience will find you. So just trust in your taste, trust in what you do, have faith. Don't be a jerk.
That's right.
In the business, don't be a jerk. Yeah. But also realize, like, there is more than, when you're doing something, it's not just yourself. There's someone that's going to look at that and either be inspired or be pushed or feel like, even if they think you suck, you're inspiring them to be like, I could do better. Let me go up. Just do. But also trust in your taste and don't cater to nobody. You're not wrong. Just listen to your own self. So that's what I want to leave to people. Like, just follow your instincts and don't let nobody else tell you what you can and can't do. There's a wall. They put a wall, build a door. Or break the fucking window. Right. Whatever you got to do. Just do it.
So I would like to thank the second half of my panel, who represented music and podcasts. Thank you to Kryptic Conga. Thank you to Manny Sosa. Thank you to Marcy of the Comadrendo podcast. Thank you to Jerry Diaz, the one and the only, one day he's gonna be EGOT, and you're all gonna be like, oh wow,
Thank
I
you,
was
thank
in the
you.
room when Jerry was here.
She been putting mad pressure on me now. Thank you.
You're welcome.
No, thank you, thank you. It's beautiful. Yes.
We could all make it.
Manifest, manifest, manifest. Man.
What?
Manifest.
I'm trying to be Latina Oprah. It's not working, but we're working on it. It's gonna happen somehow.
Te voy a prender un pelón.
I
Pone
make
San
sure-
Antonio de
sure-
cabeza.
Yeah.
Otra cosa. Just no cow heads, please.
Little cow blood.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You went to Halloween territory.
Sorry.
That's a little creepy.
It's off the rails. What happened? Go ahead.
So thank you to my panel for the second half of the show. So. My name is Eurydice Roman, and this is your Spotlight Live, Season 3, Episode 1, Dominican Pride. Thank you to my panel. Thank you to Le Black. Thank you to the Mayor. Thank you to Maria Lizardo. Thank you to Manny Sosa. Thank you to Kryptic Conga. Thank you to Marcy from the Comadrendo podcast. Thank you to Jerry Diaz. And thank you, everybody who is here, for being part of my first ever episode live. And I thank you. And one more thing I have to say, what's on the Dominican flag? Dios, Patria y Libertad.